As North Korean ground forces invade the bordering territories of South Korea, the U.S. military intelligence closely monitors the escalating conflict. Analysts and high-ranking officials scrutinize every detail, ensuring that their allies are well informed of the situation. In a horrifying turn of events, U.S. military intelligence detects the use of chemical weapons by the North Korean military. The rogue nation, desperate to gain the upper hand in the conflict, has resorted to deploying these deadly weapons in an effort to further advance into South Korean territory. Immediately after the detection, U.S. officials relay the information to their South Korean counterparts. South Korea's government and military swiftly take action, preparing their forces for the possibility of a chemical attack. Specialized units, trained in handling hazardous materials, are deployed to the front lines, while civilians are informed about the potential threat and instructed on how to protect themselves. The revelation of North Korea's use of chemical weapons draws widespread condemnation from the international community. Countries around the world denounce the actions of the North Korean regime, calling for an immediate cessation of hostilities and demanding accountability for their heinous actions. As the conflict continues to escalate, the situation on the Korean peninsula becomes even more precarious. With the use of chemical weapons now in play, the stakes have never been higher, and the international community watches with bated breath to see what will happen next. Want to see more? You can now binge-watch all episodes of our series on our website. Get started today and explore the potential of the next world war. In an unexpected and alarming development, reports begin to surface of South Korean government facilities coming under attack. The attackers, however, are not foreign forces, but rather South Korean civilians and non-military individuals. Video footage from various sources shows groups of seemingly ordinary South Korean citizens storming government buildings, damaging property, and engaging in violent confrontations with security forces. The chaos and unrest are both shocking and puzzling to observers. Experts and analysts speculate on the reasons behind these attacks, with some suggesting that disinformation and propaganda from the North might have influenced these individuals. Others point to internal divisions within South Korea, or growing dissatisfaction with the government's handling of the conflict. In response to the attacks, South Korean authorities scramble to restore order and protect government facilities. Law enforcement and security forces are deployed to confront the attackers, attempting to regain control of the situation while minimizing casualties. South Korean government officials address the nation, acknowledging the unrest and urging citizens to remain calm and united in the face of the ongoing conflict. They emphasize the importance of solidarity in overcoming the current crisis and pledge to investigate the root causes of the civilian attacks. As the situation unfolds, both the South Korean government and international observers focus on unraveling the motives behind the attacks on government facilities. The answers to these questions could prove crucial in understanding the extent of the crisis and developing a strategy to resolve it. As South Korea faces not only the external threat from North Korea, but also unexpected internal challenges, the situation grows increasingly complex and unpredictable. The resilience and unity of the South Korean people are being tested as they navigate these trying times. As tensions continue to rise, massive riots break out across the South Korean region. News reports show cities and towns engulfed in chaos, with fires, looting, and violent confrontations becoming increasingly widespread. Reports flood in from major cities like Seoul, Busan, and Incheon, as well as smaller towns and rural areas, indicating that the unrest is widespread and not limited to specific regions. Meanwhile, United States military intelligence discovers a troubling connection between the riots and the North Korean military ground forces. Analysts reveal that there appears to be a highly coordinated effort between the rioters and the advancing North Korean troops, raising suspicions of a possible orchestrated campaign. Experts delve into the intricacies of the coordination, including the use of encrypted communication channels and the simultaneous timing of attacks. A panel of experts weighs in on the possibility of North Korean involvement in the riots, highlighting the strategic advantages it would provide to their military campaign. By inciting chaos and diverting resources within South Korea, North Korea could create openings for their ground forces to advance more easily. The experts debate the implications of this revelation and the potential long-term consequences for the Korean peninsula and the region. As the connection between the riots and North Korean military becomes clearer, the South Korean government takes decisive action. They deploy additional security forces and implement strict curfews in an effort to quell the unrest and regain control of the situation. Interviews with South Korean citizens reveal mixed reactions to the government's response, with some expressing support for the measures, while others voice concerns about potential human rights abuses and the erosion of civil liberties. Specialized intelligence and counterterrorism teams are sent to assist South Korean authorities in identifying and neutralizing the orchestrators of the riots and any North Korean operatives involved. World leaders from across the globe voice their concerns about the situation, emphasizing the need for a coordinated international response to prevent further escalation and potentially devastating consequences. As investigations into the riots and their connections to North Korea continue, the South Korean people face a complex and multifaceted threat. Updates on key findings are shared, including the identification of several North Korean operatives and the discovery of weapons caches and communication equipment linked to the North. In this challenging time, the need for unity and resilience is paramount. South Korea's citizens must come together to overcome the destabilizing forces at play, supporting one another and their government in the face of adversity. Personal stories of courage and determination are shared, highlighting the strength and resolve of the South Korean people. Only through their collective strength can they hope to prevail in this unprecedented crisis. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay informed about the latest World War III worst-case scenario episodes. Thank you for watching. To stay up to date with our latest releases, all you've got to do is follow us across our various social media platforms. We're talking Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, we're there. Thank you for watching our channel. There's a whole lot more where that came from. Interested in binge-watching all episodes today? Head over to our website to access our entire media library using the URL link in the description. Ready to test your World War II knowledge? What did a pink triangle identify a prisoner as in a Nazi concentration camp during World War II? Provide your answer or response in the YouTube comment box below. Stay tuned for the right answer. The answer is a homosexual. In a shocking revelation, South Korean military intelligence confirms that many of the civilian/non-military individuals participating in the riots across the nation are, in fact, North Korean agents. These agents have been residing in South Korea long before the current conflict, and have been activated by the North Korean military to sow chaos and confusion. For years, North Korea has been sending undercover agents into South Korea to blend in with the local population. These agents have been meticulously trained to adopt South Korean customs, language, and culture, allowing them to go undetected for extended periods of time. As the conflict between the two Koreas reaches a boiling point, the North Korean military activates these sleeper agents. They receive orders to incite violence, sabotage infrastructure, and create general unrest, all with the goal of weakening South Korea from within and aiding the North's military campaign. South Korean military intelligence manages to intercept communications between the North Korean agents and their handlers, revealing the extent of their involvement in the riots. This evidence, combined with the testimonies of captured agents, leaves little doubt that North Korea is orchestrating the unrest on South Korean soil. The South Korean public reacts with a mix of shock, anger, and fear upon learning of the North Korean agents' involvement in the riots. Many express outrage at the audacity of the North's actions, while others worry about the implications of having enemy agents living among them. Despite the daunting challenge posed by the presence of North Korean agents in their midst, the South Korean people and their government remain determined to overcome this crisis. With the support of their international allies and their own unwavering resolve, they press on in their efforts to restore peace and stability to the Korean peninsula. Through a combination of intelligence gathering and advanced surveillance technology, the Allied forces identify the locations of numerous hidden tunnels built by North Korea. These subterranean passageways have enabled North Korean forces to bypass the heavily fortified demilitarized zone and secretly advance into South Korean territory. With the tunnel locations identified, the military forces of Japan, South Korea, and the United States devise a coordinated plan to destroy them. Specialized demolition teams are assembled, and precision airstrikes are planned to target the tunnel entrances and critical structural points. The operation commences with a series of synchronized airstrikes, as fighter jets from the three allied nations unleash a barrage of missiles on the designated targets. Meanwhile, ground teams move in to place explosives and systematically collapse the tunnels, ensuring that they can no longer be used by the North Korean military. The operation proves to be a resounding success, as the Allied forces manage to destroy a significant portion of North Korea's underground network. This decisive blow hampers the North's ability to infiltrate South Korea undetected and forces them to reconsider their strategies moving forward. Despite the success of the operation, the Allied forces remain vigilant, knowing that the North Korean military is both resourceful and determined. They continue to monitor the situation closely, prepared to respond to any further threats that may emerge on the Korean peninsula. In a shocking turn of events, global media outlets begin to report that the North Korean military has advanced deep into South Korean territory, successfully seizing control of the historic Bluehost. This public park, which formerly served as the executive office and official residence of the President of South Korea from 1948 to 2022, now falls under North Korean occupation. The world watches in disbelief as images of North Korean soldiers raising their flag over the Bluehost are broadcasted worldwide. This audacious move sends shockwaves through the international community, heightening concerns over the ongoing conflict on the Korean peninsula. As the situation continues to deteriorate, global leaders must grapple with the escalating crisis and decide on the best course of action to address the North Korean threat. The future of the Korean peninsula hangs in the balance, and the stakes have never been higher. Want to see more? You can now binge-watch all episodes of our series on our website. Get started today and explore the potential of the next World War. Arm yourself with the power of advanced AI for video creation, high-quality copy generation, a diverse range of freelance services, top-notch hosting options, and the ultimate online privacy protection. Don't miss out on exclusive discounts and promotions. Sign up today by clicking on the links in the description. Your journey towards creating compelling content starts now.